Hello viewers, welcome to our lecture series on marketing management, and in this series of our lectures on marketing management we have been talking about retailing in past few lectures, and this is going to be part 5th of our lectures on the topic of retailing, wherein I told you about the role of technology, the growth of shopper marketing, the kind of decisions which retailers are supposed to take. Like, it is not the same what in traditional marketing we have been doing, although the task which is being classified is the same, it remains the same, but the way we have to tackle those issues, that is going to be entirely different. So, we will have to talk about how to decide your target market, how to take a decision with regard to channels of distribution, how do we plan our product assortment, how do we procure our items, the products which we are going to sell, and eventually the pricing strategy and services which we are going to offer. So, all these things, they actually require some kind of change with the emergence of technology, and also with the changing dynamics of marketing environment, wherein our customers are having different types of requirement, they had different expectations altogether as compared to what we have been doing previously. Now things are changing. So, we have to talk about the range of activities, store atmosphere, store activities, experiences, communications, and many such things which we are going to discuss in this very segment of our lecture on retailing. So, taking that as a agenda of our lecture, let me tell you about the role of technology, which cannot be ignored, which cannot be discounted. Technology is coming to the rescue of retailers. It is of immense benefit to all the retailers who are actually doing their marketing activity. So, it is profoundly affecting the way retailers have been conducting their activities. So, they have to conduct virtually every facet of their business nowadays, and they are supposed to be present anywhere or everywhere, wherever the customers want them to be present. So, almost all of them, they are now using new technologies to not only produce, but also to forecast, to control inventory cost, and order from suppliers. You name any activity of a retailer, whether it is placing an order to the supplier, or reducing the need to discount, or running sales to clear out languishing products. So, in every aspect of retailers activity, technology is going to be a big help to them, and practically they are using it. We can find the impactful analysis of this technology which is there on the positive side of a marketer, which is actually helping us to not only reduce the cost, but also taking decision on real time basis, and that is something which a customer of today's time is willing to have. They do not want you to uh, put their request in pending. They want everything, every response to be on real time basis. Suppose if a customer is willing to place an order at 2 a.m. in the morning, and you say that your shop is closed. So, gone are the days when customers used to wait for the shop to open, and then they used to go to the store for placing their order. Nowadays they are actually doing everything as per their convenience. So, it is all 24/7 scenario, which is the reality of today's marketing. So, in order to stay in sync with the latest developments, or the latest expectations of the market or the customers per se, every marketer is supposed to be very vigilant and be very responsive in terms of not only offering the product, but also catering to all requirements whatever they have. So, while doing so, they have to take n number of decisions, which we call as marketing decisions. So, with this kind of new retail environment as a backdrop, if we consider it to be the background or the environment in which we have to interact with the customers, we have to re-examine, we have to redraft, recraft the retailers marketing decisions in certain key areas. So, the decisions remains the same, but yes, the way we have to take the decisions, the way we have to tackle those issues which were earlier being taken care by traditional marketers in a traditional manner. So, we can't have the normal solution to the extraordinary situations, extraordinary problems. So, extraordinary situations or problems need to be taken care by the marketers with the help of extraordinary strategies also. So, we have to understand that now we are talking about a time which belongs to the new normal, The pandemic of COVID-19 have actually taught us many lessons, and marketing is not devoid of that. Marketing is also, it has also witnessed those changes in the way marketers have been interacting with the customers, they have been transacting with the customers. So those the abnormal scenarios, they have become a new normal, and whatever positive was there into the patterns or into the strategies which we resorted to at that point of time, the same has become the new reality of the market. So we have to understand that whether you have to decide target market, or you have to go for deciding your channels of distribution or product assortment, or any activities of your retailer, you have to understand that the way we have to take it up is going to be different. So let us start with the target market. You have to decide your target market, because unless you decide or define your target market, you cannot understand what exactly their needs are. So target market, until you are defining and profiling them as per their own traits, their own activities, the retailers cannot make any consistent or any relevant decision with regard to catering to their requirements. So we have to, as we have been talking about segmentation, targeting and positioning as a strategy, wherein the STP was the new reality of the market. So you have to go for first segmenting or profiling the market, or classifying the market on different bases, and then out of those bases you can decide that yes, out of these available segment, this is going to be my target. And once you decide your target, then you can position yourself with regard to quality and price metrics. So target market is going to be defined in a different way, and once you decide your target market, rest all the activities will follow. You can later on go for planning all other activities once you define your target market. So this is the most significant aspect of a marketer's decision, wherein you have to define and decide your target market. When I am saying defining and deciding, these two are different activities. First we have to decide what is my target market, and then once I had decided, then of course we can go for defining their traits, that what exactly they are expecting, and accordingly you will have to take a decision with regard to the product assortment, store decor, advertising messages, what is going to be into the advertising message for a product which we are going to deal with the tweens. So when we talk about the tweens, it is basically a segment of the customers who are all set to become adolescents. So briefly you can range those customers in the age group of 9 to 12. So they are neither being segmented in the segment of kids, nor they are going to be segmented into the adolescents. So it is a new segment which is emerging. So accordingly you will have to define your advertising messages. Not only that, you will have to define the advertising media according to their requirement, pricing and service levels, everything is going to be in line with their requirement. So if we take there are a number of examples also available in the present day scenario, wherein the marketers have experimented those things, and the result is in front of us. So Whole Foods has succeeded by offering a unique shopping experience to a customer base interested in organic and natural foods. So it is also emerging as a segment, as a target market. The customers who are actually willing to, or who are interested into organic and natural foods. So for them, this marketer has actually planned everything according to their requirement, that these are the customers who are interested in organic and natural foods. So we have to plan accordingly. But yes, we have to understand that this very task is very significant. We can't afford to commit any mistake into defining and deciding our target market, because any kind of mistake in choosing target market can be very costly to the company, and the cost can be to the extent of company's survival. It may cost your survival also. So we have to be very vigilant as a marketer or as a retailer when we are defining or deciding our target market. So we can't afford to commit any kind of mistake here. So it has to be very planned, very balanced, very subtle, and it has to be done in a very planned manner. I would give you one example wherein a very successful retailer had to face the day of failure. So there is a small caselet into that, wherein historically mass market jeweler, I mean this jeweler was known as a jeweler of mass people, a jeweler of masses. So mass market jeweler, its name was Zales. Zales decided to chase upscale customers. So they thought of, that since we are already dealing with the masses, why don't we chase for upscale customers, or why don't we go for the customers who belong to premium segments. So what this company did, it actually replaced one third of its merchandise, dropping inexpensive low quality diamond jewelry for high margin fashionable 14 karat gold and silver pieces, and shifting its ad campaign in the process. So they actually decided to replace, to drop the inexpensive low quality diamond jewelry, with which they have been dealing for very long. And in response to that, what they did, they replaced it with high margin fashionable 14 karat gold and silver pieces. And what happened? The move was actually, it actually proved to be a disaster to the company. Zales actually lost many of its traditional customers. So they could not regain new customers, but in place, on the contrary, what happened? They lost all their traditional customers without winning over the new customers which they were hoping to attract. They actually had very high hopes from that segment that will be able to attract those customers, but in turn they could not even retain their existing customers. So we have to be very balanced in our approach when we are going for making any shift. So what I could realize from this caselet is that they should not have gone for replacing their existing successful segment. They should not sacrifice that. Rather, you should enter into the market with a new segment. I can give you another example from automobile sector in India, wherein the Maruti actually never compromised its mass customers. It is actually known as or positioned as a company which belongs to the common man's, which is offering car to common man. So it was its positioning, but they never thought of replacing it with the new segment. They are continuing with the same segment in the name of Maruti Arena, and for their premium segment they had launched a entirely new segment called Nexa. So that could have been a possible strategy for a company like Zales, which was actually enjoying its market share in terms of mass marketing. They were actually known for the jewelers of masses, and they committed a mistake, and this mistake was actually disastrous for them. So what is the trend nowadays? In order to better hit your target, as a retailer, what you are supposed to do, you are actually supposed to look at the strategies adopted by the successful retailers. What they are doing, they are actually slicing the market into ever finer segments. Now, segment within the segment they are trying to find. So the slicing is so thin that at times you feel that what is the point of creating this segment? So retailers are nowadays, they are slicing the market into ever finer segments, and for that what they are doing, they are introducing new lines of stores to exploit niche markets with more relevant offerings. So I can give you another example of Zimbori. It actually launched Jenny and Jack, selling apparel and gifts for babies and toddlers. So they actually entered into that very segment where they are offering, they slice the segment in such a way that they are selling apparel and gifts for babies and toddlers. And there is another example. Hot Topic introduced Torrid. They were selling fashions for plus sized teen girls. Imagine, this is also a kind of segmentation wherein you are targeting, your target market is plus sized teen girls, where the Hot Topic introduced Torrid as a brand selling fashionable fashions for that very segment. And if we talk about limited brands actually, its tween began to sell lower priced fashion to tween girls, and through its Justice stores. They named those stores as Justice stores, and tween boys through its brother shops. So this is another segment, between the adolescents and toddlers. There is a segment called tweens. So they targeted them. and within that there is a classification of male and female, that for girls you are targeting with the help of Justice stores, and for tween boys you are targeting through brother shops. So this kind of finer slicing is going on in the market, and this is a reality. If we talk about the channels, marketing channels based on a target market analysis and other considerations, retailers must decide which channel to employ, because they have to reach to their customers. The ultimate goal is that I have to reach to my customers. So which channel to decide? If you ask me what should be the common answer, I would say that you should never rely on only one channel. Increasingly, if you conduct any kind of market survey, or if you read any report of market research, you would find that the answer is multiple channels. You have to make yourself available wherever the customer wants, or everywhere where the customer want you to be present. So if we talk about Staples sells through its traditional retail brick and mortar channel, a direct response internet site, which is talking about virtual malls and thousands of links on affiliated sites. So the success story with multi-channel approach, I would give you a brand name which is actually which has gained lot of significance, lot of importance in the present day market. If we talk about Victoria's Secret, you visit any mall, you would find at least one outlet of this company. Victoria's Secret, it was actually purchased by limited brands in 1982. So way back to 1982, limited brands actually bought Victoria's Secret, and it has become one of the most identifiable brands in the retailing. You would find, as I told you, that you would find there at least one outlet in every mall. Even in India you would find. So what they did, through skillful marketing of women's clothing, lingerie and beauty products, they actually integrated multi-channel approach of retail stores. They have included catalog, and also the internet has played a very key role in its brand development. So this brand has actually caught the market very significantly. It has occupied the significant market share. So because they have resorted to, the reason is what? They have resorted to the multi-channel strategy, which is actually the need of the day. Now after deciding your target market, the second step is you have to go for assorting your product. How to go for making a decision with regard to product assortment? Because once you have decided about your target market and you have defined what is their actual need, now the next in line decision which you are supposed to take as a retailer is you have to go for product assortment. So retailers product assortment must match the target market shopping expectations in not only I would say not only in terms of making a promise, but you should keep that promise. So you have to match target market shopping experiences in breadth and depth. This is what we say. So if we are talking about a restaurant, it can offer a narrow and shallow assortment. For instance, you can have a small lunch counters. Suppose if your target market belongs to that segment wherein the customers want to have a narrow and shallow assortment. So for that you can launch a small lunch counters wherein they can take and they can take your services. The second can be a narrow and deep assortment. So you can have the delicate kind of restaurants. You can have delicacies, all kind of delicacies over there. Suppose if you want a broad and shallow assortment, there you can have cafeteria. Or if you want to have your customers want to have a broad and deep assortment, you can have a large restaurant. So depending upon the type of requirement, you can make a choice. You can make a decision with regard to deciding whether your customer wants a narrow and deep assortment, or broad and shallow assortment, or a broad and deep assortment. So according to their requirement, you have to plan, you have to go for assorting your product. So gone are the days when we used to assort the product according to our convenience as a retailer. Now it has to be customer friendly, it has to be as per the expectations of the customers. So destination categories, they may play a particularly very important role, because they have the greatest impact on where households are choosing to shop and how they view a particular retailer. So the destination also matters a lot. A supermarket, if I take example of a supermarket, it could be known for the freshness of its produce, or for the variety and deals it is offering in soft drinks and snacks. So depending upon their own unique selling propositions, they can be popular for a specific segment. So you have to identify the right product assortment, which is very important. It can be especially challenging in case of fast moving industries, for instance technology or fashion. So deciding the right product can be very challenging when you are catering to a specific segment, for instance technology or fashion, which is very dynamic in nature. But yes, in any case you have to bear that challenge, you have to face that challenge. So the real challenge begins after defining the store's product assortment. Once you have decided that yes, this is going to be the products store's product assortment, when the next challenge is you have to develop a product differentiation strategy. How are you going to differentiate your product with that of your competitors? So that differentiation is going to create a uniqueness, and that uniqueness is very important for us. Now some of the possibilities I am going to present before you. What can be the possible way? So first can be that you can go for having a feature exclusive national brands not available at competing retailers. So you are going to position yourself as a brand which is known for, as a retailer which is known for providing the feature exclusive national brands which are rarely available at competing stores. So what competitors are not able to provide, that you are going to provide. So that can also be a strategy. Second can be feature mostly private label brands merchandise, that you are actually going to offer only private label brands, private label merchandise. So there can be an example of Benetton and Gap. They are designing most of the clothes carried in their stores. So it is their in-house developed brands which they are going to market. Many supermarket and drug chains, they are also carrying private label merchandise. For instance, if you talk about Apollo, they have variety of products which is labeled in the name of that particular brand. So not only in a supermarket but also in case of drug chains, you would find the presence of private label merchandise. I'll discuss in detail about this private label brands in the next segment of my discussion on the topic, where I'll tell you the way private label has actually occupied significant market share. The third can be feature blockbuster distinctive merchandise event. Here the name of Bloomingdale's is very important. It is very popular. What it did, it actually ran a month-long celebration for the Barbie doll's 50th anniversary. So imagine that they are celebrating the 50th anniversary of Barbie doll. Even if you talk about the in the segment of online videos which is being offered by CoComelon, they are celebrating the 13th birthday of CoComelon, just to showcase, just to show a distinctive merchandise event for their clients. That this is also, there is also a video on that. Next can be feature surprise or ever changing merchandise. So there can be an example of TJ Maxx. So off price apparel, in that segment it is positioned as an off price apparel retailer, TJ Maxx. It actually offers surprise assortments of distress merchandise, goods the owner must sell immediately because it needs cash. It can be from the overstocks or closeouts. So they are actually known for that they are going to offer you the distress merchandise. And of course there is a situation of overstock and closeout. So there is a preparedness in terms of this, that customers are going to get the products at a very competitive price. What TJ Maxx does, it is sourcing from more than 16,000 vendors and pricing 20% to 60% below the department and specialty stores what they are charging. So you are actually going to offer the products at a very competitive and at a very lower price. I can't say it is at a throwaway price, but yes, it is almost close to that. It is offering you the huge discount which nobody else is going to offer. So that can also be a way of positioning yourself in terms of uniqueness. Next can be you are featuring the latest or newest merchandise first. And when we are talking about the latest merchandise or latest in the market, the name of Zara comes in our mind. Zara excels in and profits from being the first to market the appealing new looks and designs. So Zara is known for that, that in the fashion industry they are going to offer you what nobody else is offering you. Next can be offering merchandise with the help of customizing services. Harrods of London, what it does, it will make custom tailored suits, shirts and ties for customers in addition to ready made menswear. So they are offering customized services, and that is giving a personal touch to the customer's expectations. So that is also a way of making yourself unique. Or next can be offering a highly targeted assortment. Here comes the name of Lane Bryant. It carries goods for the larger woman. If we take example of Brookstone actually offers unusual tools and gadgets for the person who wants to shop in a toy store for grown-ups. Imagine that grown-ups are actually searching for toys, and Brookstone is offering those toys to them. So these are the ways by which marketers can, or retailers can, prove themselves to be a unique one and create their own USPs, that is called as unique selling propositions. So my dear learners, in this way we had discussed about some of the decisions which retailers have to take in the background of changed retailing environment. Remaining decisions I'll discuss with you in the next lecture of mine. Thank you so much.